Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jodie. Today we are doing something that I have not done before. Camera, excuse me. Not right at the start. Come on, vibe with me. Yeah, so today I am filming an anti-haul. I know Americans, for you Americans out there, it's anti-haul. Sorry if that was really bad. I can't do accents. Also, ignore this one nail that has decided to escape. These nails are amazing, by the way. By a small black-owned creator. She does these press-ons. I will insert a picture here because I am really not showing off the best of her creative abilities. With the fact that I glued them on horribly and they've just fallen off a million times. There's glue everywhere. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's not great. So a picture will be here to show how nice they do look when not interacting with me. So yeah, nails aside, I will be doing an anti-haul. First time. Here we go. Little disclaimer. These were originally started by Kimberly Clark. I will link her channel down below. I'd say now they're quite common in the YouTube beauty community. Lots of people now do anti-hauls or what I'm not gonna buys or like just general anti-consumerism. Yeah, so a couple of my other favourites are Abby Williamson. I will link her anti-haul #1 down below. I also love Smoky Glows. Hannah from Smoky Glow does amazing ones. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Basically this is quite personal to me, but I have... These cars won't stop going past. I live on a main road again now, so it's like impossible. So you might have to just bear with me with the sound in the background. I'm really sorry about that. So I have a super addictive personality and I love to shop, and I have such a huge makeup collection that I just don't need anything else. I try to declutter, but I just get so attached. My goal for this year is to use my makeup as much as possible. Like, I want to be wearing eyeshadow every day, even if I'm not going out. I just want to do it multiple times a day if I really want to. Like, just get creative, use up what I've got, and talk myself out of the things that I don't need. That's basically where I'm at with it, and I thought doing at least a kind of seasonal anti-haul, because I don't want to be doing them all the time because I don't feel like, I don't know, there's not a lot of stuff that I really dislike, and sometimes there's a lot of stuff that I do like, and I don't want to be forcing myself into not being able to enjoy anything, because I do like shopping and I do like buying makeup and using makeup, so I don't want to like limit myself completely if I have the funds, but basically I just don't want to be buying things that I'm never going to use or that I hate, or supporting people that I don't want to support. I want to be buying things from people that I want to support and that are good companies or like good products that I will really enjoy. So yeah, I just want a makeup collection where everything that I take out I love using or I'm excited to use, and this is one step in kind of making that happen. So I'm not sure how often I will be doing these. So yeah, that's just a little intro. One thing I do want to say is if I put something on this list that you love and you really want, please don't be offended or upset. Like, everyone is individual, everyone wants to support different things and everyone has different tastes. This is just my opinion, my perspective, and things that I do or don't need in my collection and in my life. That's my little disclaimer. If you love a product that I say I'm not buying because I hate it or whatever, just take it with a pinch of salt. It's all subjective. So please don't be upset. Like, it's just makeup, it's just a product, it's just little items from companies, it's fine. So I'm going to go on the best resource for this kind of stuff that everyone goes on, which is Trend Mood. To be honest, I already know the first thing I'm going to talk about, and that is the Colourpop Hocus Pocus collection for Halloween, obviously, because it's now October. I was disappointed with this. I love Colourpop to start off with. I have a lot of their palettes, not all of them. I'm not really a collector, I just kind of go for the colour stories that I really like. When I first saw the outside packaging, like, I'm not a huge, massive fan of the Hocus Pocus movie. Like, I've watched it a lot when I was a kid with some of my best friends, and I really love Halloween as a holiday. It's probably one of my favourite holidays of the year. For those of you that don't know, I kind of have like a mixed spirituality. I was raised very much atheist, agnostic. I went to a semi-religious primary school. We've always celebrated a kind of standard Christian holidays, but as I got into adulthood I became way more interested in like neo-pagan spirituality and holidays, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself like religious. I'm very much loose with my beliefs, and it's more about appreciating the world and the earth and less about believing in specific forces. Anyway, that was a tangent of its own. But yeah, because Samhain, which is Halloween for neo-pagan Wiccan beliefs, it's for some people viewed as our like New Year, so it's quite a special holiday. And I always loved Halloween as a kid as well. I'd have Halloween parties like every single year, or go to my friend's amazing huge Halloween party. It's always been a big thing. Oh, it's so loud outside. Did you hear that? Yeah, so I'd always go to Halloween parties, love Halloween, so I was quite excited for... I feel like so many companies do Christmas themed makeup and holiday makeup for Christmas, but everyone just forgets Halloween. And it's the kind of holiday where there is so much opportunity for costume and makeup and like doing things with your makeup. I feel like there's always some kind of lack in makeup for Halloween. And when I heard about the Hocus Pocus palette, I thought, oh, amazing witchy vibes, like greens, bright purples, like oranges, blacks, you know, like all of these bright, gruesome like colours with the opportunity for amazing textures, like a bit of glitter. So I definitely saw like an opportunity for an amazing colour story there. And it's got two greens, what you could possibly call an orange, but it's more like a terracotta warm mustardy brown. And the whole like left side, like the first 3 rows or the first 3 columns are nudes or pinks, which is not the most witchy thing for me. So the kind of standout shades is just like a shimmery olive, a matte olive, some slightly pinky tones, and then this offhand granite shimmer. It's basically about as neutral as any of their other palettes, to be honest. Like, they have colour stories like this. I was just disappointed. Like, they had such an opportunity for these amazing witchy colours. It's just more neutrals. And I'm tired of these big neutral palettes. Like, I wanted something interesting from this, and I'm sad about it. I feel like Colourpop went through this really good phase of kind of slowing down their releases, and they started creating these amazing colour stories and these amazing thought out releases, and then suddenly the last few months or weeks it's just been the opposite again. They've just been throwing them out, and this one I was disappointed by. So I don't need it, and I'm not gonna buy it. Okay, so the next thing I have to talk about is the new brand by Makeup by Mario. This isn't so much like a I will never buy this. Right, I'm back. My flatmate just made me dinner. It was really cute and really nice. Back to this. This is not something that I will never buy because he is obviously an incredible makeup artist. For those who don't know, he is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, and for those who also don't know, I work in the field of makeup. Obviously not the same as him. I've done makeup for fashion shoots, magazines, that sort of thing. So he's a big inspiration in terms of his technical skill, and I think that him creating a brand is incredible. It makes sense. Like, he obviously knows about products and he knows about makeup, but the products that he's created they just don't really appeal to me in particular. The formulas from what I've seen of swatches are extremely glittery. So in terms of the highlighters, I'm not really interested in that. I think they've got some cool colours, like there's a gold, like a very white, shimmery, and I think a pinkier one. The eyeshadows look beautiful. There's like a smaller one with like more metallic metal shades, like gold, silver, copper, that kind of thing. And then there's a larger palette with more diverse colours. But yeah, I don't know what it is. There's something about like the aesthetic of it. I don't know, the products themselves just don't really appeal to me. I swear, this bloody car or bike that goes outside. He zooms past my window at 2 AM all the time. Just go away. Yeah, so there's just something about the products. The like white packaging feels a bit like there's something about it that's not very like sleek or elegant. I feel like for an actual really talented makeup artist to produce a line, there's something about it that I want to be a bit more red carpet, like different to a celebrity making a makeup line. Lisa Eldridge has her lipsticks and they are beautiful. They are so unique, and the way that she designs them and talks about them, she's so passionate about like the specific colours and the design. So I really appreciate makeup artists wanting to do a brand and put the things that they're really passionate about in that brand. But she has like the gold casing on the lipsticks, her little signature carved into the lipstick on the top and carved into the actual like bullet of the lipstick, or she has her velvet ones which are that incredible velvet texture where they literally look like velvet, and those I find really appealing. Whereas these are a bit more, there's something about that like larger palette that just reminds me of Makeup Revolution or what are they? Not Smashbox. It might be Makeup Revolution, or you know the ones that you find in the drugstore, and it is literally that exact size. Oh, I can't think. They did like the air, earth, water, fire palettes, the metals palette. You know the ones. I'll put another picture here so we know what we're talking about. But yeah, it just reminds me of that, and just the products themselves don't appeal to me, so I don't need it. I'm not gonna buy it. Not to say that if he releases something really incredible in the future, or like I suddenly change my mind and I'm really into one thing, I'm not saying that I would never buy from him, because obviously I am a big appreciator of makeup artists and their specific brands. Just at the moment, the release hasn't really appealed to me, so I'm not gonna buy it. Okay, the next thing is something that would have been on this list before in different circumstances, but it's all kind of changed. So that is the KVD Vegan Beauty. It's like vegan is in the name, so like I just, in my head I call it like KVD Beauty. Like Kendo Vegan, they put discovery, so kindness, vegan, like it should just be Kendo Vegan Beauty, Kendo Vegan Discovery Beauty. That's how it is in my head, that's just how I'm going with it. So they have the mini Shade and Light, the new one, new colour, the Glam Rock Shade and Light mini palette, and this is like a throwback to 2018. You will know exactly what I'm talking about, okay, when the Urban Decay Beached palette came out. Every neutral palette in the world was warm neutrals and a pop of blue, and that was like all the rage in like 2017, 2018, and it's 2020. KVD, Kendo Vegan Beauty. I don't know if they're like trying to use up old packaging, because originally I wouldn't buy from Kat Von D when she was still in the company. Like I just didn't buy products. Like there are a few products that came out that I really liked but I wouldn't buy. The rose blushes, and since she's been expelled from the company and definitely doesn't make a profit, I feel fine supporting Kendo Vegan Beauty. In fact, I would encourage it, because the fact that they have outed her from the company because of her like horrible views, I think that that is an amazing decision. It just goes to show that because her items were always in the sale, because no one wanted to support her anymore. That just shows that our money does actually make a difference and we can vote with our money. And so now that they have kicked her out, I feel good about supporting them and showing them that they made the right decision. But the issue is that they are not creating good products. The rose blushes, beautiful, but this is just several years too late. They're just not cute anymore. No one needs a warm quad with a pop of blue in 2020. Everyone has a million palettes like that, or had a million palettes like that and decluttered them. It's just not needed. And so, unfortunately, I really don't need it. I have the Urban Decay Beached palette, which I really love for summer. Like, I love that blue. I was a sucker for warm palettes with that pop of blue when it first came about. I loved it. I'm a big fan of blue, and at the time I was a big fan of warm neutrals, so for me it was like the ideal palette. But now it's like I have so many of those, I don't need another one ever again. So I'm sorry, Kendo Vegan Beauty, but I don't need it. And I'm not gonna buy it, and I wish that you guys would make better, more creative products, because it's now a vegan company that doesn't pay into the pocket of a problematic person, so I would be happy to support them if their products were interesting to me, but they're not. So I'm sorry, Glam Rock palette, I don't want you. Moving on. Okay, so the next one is something that I don't hate, but I don't need, and that's the point of this anti-haul. It's the Makeup Revolution Nightmare Before Christmas palette, and I have a couple of friends who I know have seen this and love this. I like it, but I think it's really amazing for this time of year actually, like coming up to Halloween and then coming up to Christmas. I think this is a really great like collaboration idea, but the palettes themselves, there's something about big palettes with a huge jumble of colours that really stresses me out. If a palette has too many colours, or the colours aren't organised, like light to dark or in a pattern that makes sense, my brain just does not want to solve that. Like, just lay the colours out in a way that makes sense. Like, I will do the creativity on my eye. Like, I will pair colours together and put them on my eyeballs. I will do that. I just want to be able to see what colours there are and the variations in colour and undertone. Like, if there are two browns next to each other and I can see one is lighter, one is darker, one is warmer, one is more neutral, I like being able to tell the difference. But if they're opposite ends of the palette, I don't know, it's hard to kind of tell. The Sally palette in this collection, I understand where they were going with this because of her red hair, like I get it, but it's just kind of a neutral palette with pops of colour. They each have a more neutral side on the left and then a more colourful side on the right, but the warm neutrals on the Sally palette and the colourful side are really not that different, and then it's like very standard neutrals on the Jack palette and then a complete jumble of colour, which is kind of more what I would be looking for in a Halloween palette. Like, I appreciate that, but it's just, I personally at the moment am not looking for big palettes or palettes with like loads of shades. Like, I prefer something more condensed. I prefer a pared down colour story. So these are just not what I'm looking for, but I do appreciate the theme. I appreciate it's a collaboration I can get behind, but I don't need it in my collection, so I'm not going to buy it. Okay, so another thing I found interesting was, so I saw Wayne Goss released his blushes from his collection a couple of days ago, and there are a few colours of that I was just in love with. Like, I haven't bought anything yet, I might do in the future, not saying I won't, they're not on the anti-haul, but here we go. So I saw those and I was like, stunning, beautiful, maybe I'll check those out at some point. And then this day, I woke up today and House Labs, like Lady Gaga's brand that she does with Amazon, has created some blush duos that look almost exactly like the Wayne Goss ones, or at least from what I've seen in one like teaser image. And for me it's just like, I love Lady Gaga, okay, I love her. I think she's incredible as an artist in terms of her like fashion and unapologetic self and all of that. Love her, okay, big fan, not a stan, but a fan. And when I found out she was doing a makeup brand, I was really excited because she does, or like her makeup artist does, incredible looks on her. Like if you've seen her at the Met Galas or like her performances, like she always has a look. Her brand, House Labs, gave me very avant-garde artist vibes, and I'd say that's what the products are in general, but it was not a super popular release. And I kind of looked on it when it was released and there was nothing that really super appealed to me. Nothing that I was like crazy about enough to get. And plus the fact that like it's all done through Amazon, and like I do buy from Amazon, but I'd rather not, if you get me. If it's available somewhere else, I would rather buy it somewhere else. So yeah, for me it's kind of like the fact that she has these blushes that are so similar to Wayne Goss, regardless of maybe the price differences. I feel like I would rather go with his formula and his colours rather than going through Amazon and buying these. So that's my opinion there. Who knows, reviews can come out and be like, Lady Gaga's formula is way more amazing, and then, but for now it's not something completely new, it's not something super unique, so I don't need it and I'm not gonna buy it. Here's one. Okay, so this is the Melt Cosmetics Sculpt Collection, which I believe is a stack of contour products. So there's a powder one and a cream one. First of all, these are not for the ordinary consumer because you are getting a full stack of every shade. You don't need all 5 of these contour powders or creams as the average person, and you can't exactly just buy one magnetic stack on its own. I mean, I guess you could in theory, but I don't know why you'd want to when there are a million other products, and the whole point of their magnetic packaging is that it's like a stack and you stack them, and like that's the whole point, so why would you just buy one? So yeah, these are very much aimed at makeup artists, which I find weird from Melt. Like, they're not one of the brands that I'd say makeup artists go to specifically. They kind of have some issues with some of their eyeshadow formulas, and this packaging I've also heard a lot of bad things about as well, like the fact that the magnets, if something gets in them, they can kind of come off and like get damaged, like things can go in the product. If another palette catches in the middle of the stack, splits them off, and then you've got cream contour all over your eyeshadow palette. And if these are intended for makeup artists, I can tell you from my makeup kit, which is sat over there, when I have all the products stuffed in, because I'm trying to fit a good amount of kit for different people in this box, stuff just gets packed in, and this magnetic packaging that can just easily be like moved or unclasped and get everywhere is not convenient. I'm not so sure about this product in general terms. I think it's weird for Melt to create a stack of something that the average consumer would not buy, and I think it's weird for them to make it in this stack. Like, I don't think it's practical, and I don't think it was the smartest company decision, I guess. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I'm not sure. Like, the dark shades, I think, of the cream products look pretty good actually, like in terms of contour, but although I can't say for certain, obviously this is all online, but the cream bronze, cream contour of the lighter shades looks really yellow. It's just a weird release. I don't need it, I don't like it, I don't think it's practical, and I'm not gonna buy it, especially not for my kit. Like, it would just not survive, it would be a waste of money. And next up is another Colourpop release. This is the Sandstone collection. I'm not buying this. First of all, they changed up their packaging, and frankly, I don't like it. I like their round pans. I think the square pans is weird for them. It just feels off-brand. It feels like, I don't know. Like, I can be very particular about, like, when a brand has an aesthetic and then they just do something completely random, I'm like, what? Like, you had a formula going, but also the fact that the designs of this packaging, I heard that it is appropriating, I think, Native American culture, profiting off of Native American culture. Like, obviously, I don't know if there are any Native Americans on the Colourpop team that decided to design this, but I feel like probably not. And this could have been an amazing opportunity to like collaborate with a Native American creator or designer, donate the funds to a Native American charity, and it's just not that. It's just using their patterns and culture and words and their important cultural things for makeup, which is completely unrelated to them. And that's just icky. Just don't do that. Like, how do all of these products get through these companies and they don't think for a minute, maybe we shouldn't do this. Like, maybe we should not do this. But yeah, so they used like a tribal print, which is an important print and symbol for Native American culture. And the names are of places in like Native American lands and stuff like that. And they could have just done something about the earth or about plants, about colours, and they didn't need to put these appropriating patterns and symbols and this culturally significant imagery on an eyeshadow palette. It's just, you could pick any other image. You could just get a picture of some desert and some cacti and you can just put it on your palette. You did not need to do this. Like, they should have just researched that. Like, it's not okay to just create this exoticism by appropriating people that you are not a part of. Stop doing that. Just don't do it. Not to mention that the colours themselves are... How many neutral palettes with a pop of green or yellow does Colourpop have to make? Putting it in square pans does not change the fact that anyone could live without this. You don't need it, I don't need it, and we are not going to buy it. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, you can do whatever you want, but I am informing you of my choice and my reasons for that choice, and now that you are made aware, you can make that decision too. Last but not least is the Givenchy holiday collection. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, I think this just speaks for itself. Okay, here's a picture of it. This is Givenchy. This is a designer brand, and this looks like the makeup set that you get when you're 7. This looks like what your mum picked you up in like Poundland for Christmas when you said you wanted a makeup set. This was in the Argos catalogue. This is the makeup set from the Argos catalogue. First of all, the lip colours, I think those are lip colours down the left side, right next to a powder. No! Awful. That powder is going in those lipsticks. And it's like, why would you want every single item like that in one giant palette? Like, I understand the concept, everything in one place, but also I don't want my lip products next to my blush, next to my powder, next to my eyeshadow. I don't. It just comes with these tiny little brushes. I'm just not gonna be using like a tiny little... I can't figure out the concept of this. Like, is it for travel? In which case, that's huge. You're not gonna be able to travel with it, like, unless you have a giant handbag that you're putting this in. It's got so much in it that it feels like it's somewhat big. I mean, I guess it's like everything looks very miniature by the size of those brushes. This is just a catastrophe in my eyes. A catastrophe of design. I don't like it. The lipstick colours are nice. Like, there's a cute little eyeshadow trio, I think, with stars, which I think is really pretty. A giant palette with everything in it is very Benefit. The Benefit holiday, but like, I understand holiday palettes, they just love shoving everything in. I never expected a designer brand to be making an Argos kids makeup palette. I don't need it, and I'm not gonna buy it. Oh, Givenchy, what are you doing? But yeah, that's basically my thoughts for what I am not going to be buying this autumn. The holiday releases are really starting to come through now, so I might do another anti-haul closer to Christmas, kind of for winter time, like for the Christmas period into winter, so I might do these like seasonal. So yeah, so my first anti-haul, not sure how it went, let me know in the comments down below. What are you not buying this autumn or fall, wherever you are from in the world, or spring if you're on the other side of the globe? Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Are there some things that I mentioned that you actually have a really big reason for wanting? How do you feel about the practicality of some of these? Like, would you get them? Do you equally hate them as much as I do? And yeah, so like I said, link to my nails will down below, links to these down below, everything I'm wearing on my face, everything I'm wearing on my body, all of that will be in the description. I'm kind of figuring out how to do affiliation links. For those of you that don't actually know much about affiliation links or affiliated links, they are very different to affiliated codes. I will link you to a video down below that kind of explains them a bit more. It's basically like, if I put some affiliated links in my comments, you guys click on them or buy a product, it gives me support and my channel support and commission, but it doesn't cost you anything basically, and it doesn't mean that I'm partnered with those brands. It's basically like I just generate a link and it happens. So I'll put some information down below. Also, what I want to be doing in my description now is linking to petitions, resources, and general social justice like information, and I might change it each time I upload depending on what's kind of relevant. Yeah, I think I'll change it down below depending on what's kind of relevant to the UK right now, where I live in London in the UK, so my links will be specifically kind of related to that unless it's like information or a video. But yeah, I just think like we can't slow down on education and donations and informing. All of that will be in the description. So today's Artist Corner I will be featuring Pressed Princess, who is the creator of these nails that I talked about at the start of the video. So more pictures here. The creator of this brand is Renee, who is actually a friend of my boyfriend. So he sent me a picture of her new nail page that she had created on Instagram. She made these like gorgeous like pink, I want to say like rhubarb and custard I think was the theme, and so he sent me through that image and I was obviously like, oh my god, these are beautiful, these are so cute. So I went on her page, I got these ones. They're beautiful other than my own gluing mistakes. I'm not great. I'm not a nail connoisseur. I had to ask my friends for help. I've had acrylics done at a salon twice. This was just a new thing. Like, I'm just trying to take care of myself a bit more, like mentally, physically, in terms of beauty, in terms of body care, hair care. I've just been making a lot of changes lately in just looking after myself. Obviously, from my last life update video, I was going through a really tough time, and I've been making a lot of changes to my life now that I'm kind of getting back on track, starting university again. Moved back to London. That's another update for you guys. I've moved in with two amazing friends, so shout out to Grace and Harry, love you guys. But yeah, so my artist of the day is Renee and her beautiful pressed nails, and like I said earlier, she is a black owned business. In the Black Lives Matter movement, it is so important to be supporting black business owners, especially small black business owners, and especially even more so in COVID, when it's so hard right now for people to be getting jobs and making money and earning a living. When people of colour have such higher rates of death of COVID, that's scary and terrifying, and we need to support the most vulnerable minorities in our society. So yeah, basically just please support local businesses, people you know, support your artist friends. Like, I have so many amazing friends who I've been buying from in the last couple of months. Tiny little things, like just support your friends, share their pages, shout them out, do whatever you can within your means. You don't always have to spend money if you don't have it. The pandemic is so difficult for so many people, and so many people are out of work, so many people do not have the funds to be doing this. I have a spare £12 for a beautiful set of nails, and I'm going to support someone who needs it, and I'm going to put them on my YouTube channel so that other people can buy them too. Please check out Renee at Pressed Princess. I will put her Instagram down below, link it all, please check her out. That's my artist corner for the day. So for other friends, that stuff that I've bought from them, I think I'm going to be doing a Depop haul soon. Like, I know one of them is on Depop as a seller, and that's where I got some of the products, so I'll include that in that video. Okay, so this has been my Anti haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike, it's fine. I won't be offended, it's alright. I mean, I might do a little bit of a sad face, but it's no big deal. And if you like this content and you would like some more of this content, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. My last video blew up in a way I never thought any video would, and I had so many people subscribe, so thank you so much to those people. I'm nearly at 500 now. Like, that's crazy! 500! I remember when I had like 5. I remember when I had 50, and now we're like climbing all the way up. We're nearly there. We're getting there! I'm so excited, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, everyone. Subscribe if you want to, you don't have to. I'm just really happy that you're here watching this video, that you clicked on it. I'm just really happy that you did that. And yeah, let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!